The pandemic forced many businesses to change how they operate. Many shifted to some sort of work from home model. During the last 2.5 years, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics has been conducting a survey on remote working. In May of 2020, more than 1/3 of respondents, 35.4%, said they were not in the office because of the pandemic. And that was the highest total in any single month. But that same month saw some companies asking their employees to come back to the office. And that's what one former employee is alleging happened to her. Good evening, I'm Pat Callahan.
And I'm Tori Ryden in for Amanda Hill. You may recognize her voice from Portland's Coast 93.1 and WPOR. Randi Kirshbaum says she refused to return to the office at the radio station because of concerns about her health. That cost her job. Now she's filing suit against her former employer. Here's News Center Maine's Jack Molmut.
This is Randi Kirshbaum working at WPOR and WCLZ radio stations in Portland before the COVID-19 pandemic.
And they gave me an ultimatum and said, if you don't come in, then you'll be let go.
A choice many have had to consider. Do you stay home during the pandemic or go back to the office? But Randi, who has been in radio for 50 years, had more at stake during the time of COVID.
I literally did not leave the house until I was vaccinated and boosted.
That's because Randi couldn't afford to get sick. Her mother passed from pulmonary fibrosis, a disease which Kirshbaum said she could get if triggered by a virus like COVID-19. She worked from home the first few weeks of the pandemic.
Everybody was working from home if there was a way to do that, and Randi had been doing it great.
Randi says her company was forcing her to go back to the office in May of 2020. She refused, saying her doctor advised her not to. She was then let go from her job.
And I was sorry that my 50-year radio career and my 38 years with Saga had to end that way. And I was fortunate enough to find some other stations, not in Maine.
But while her radio career is moved on from Maine, her business against her former employer is not done. She's now suing her former parent company, Saga Communications. 2 years on, she says she's out for justice for her decades-long career.
Still feel angry when I think about it, and I feel that it was so unfair.
Randi's attorney alleges that Saga Communications violated Randi's civil rights, and they're demanding a jury trial, which they hope happens at the end of 2023. In Portland, Jack Molmut, News Center, Maine.
We reached out numerous times to the attorneys for Saga Communications. They told us they do not comment on pending legal matters. They did say through email that they deny all of Kirshbaum's claims. Now, for updates to this story and many more, make sure to download the News Center Maine app. It's free on the App Store and Google Play.